What's going on, everybody? Coach MccDann here. We are all aware of the immense amount of content in Smash Bros. Ultimate, the most primarily focused form of that content being characters, of course. With every single fighter returning from every previous Smash game, it goes without saying that seeing the character selection screen for the first time can be a bit intimidating. So today, our goal is to ease those tensions by helping you discover your main, learning what to prioritize when selecting a character, talking about character archetypes, and why it's important to stay consistent with them. So picture this. The rule set is prepared, the stage is set, and the last thing you're met with is 89 separate characters staring at you on the select screen. Some players are comfortable and confident enough to have experience with a character from a previous Smash Bros. Installment, but some of us aren't so fortunate. Heck, some of us might have that character experience but don't enjoy the character's playstyle in Ultimate in comparison. But no matter what situation you're in, we're going to go over the steps on how to discover your main and what that character truly is to you. Let's start with a concept that's the most basic. Out of all the characters you see on screen, and this might seem like an obvious question, but it's an important one. What game series that is shown on screen do you like best? Have you grown up in the days of the classic fighting games like Street Fighter? Ryu and Ken are both options on the board. Are you a fan of role-playing games like Persona or Fire Emblem? The selection only grows larger with Marth and Lucina and even Joker. Have you grown to enjoy Wii Fit? Wii Fit Trainer, to some people's surprise, is a playable fighter.
Stretch those shoulders.
Alright, I might be getting carried away, but just know this. Choosing characters from a game you enjoy the most allows for more enjoyment with Smash Bros. As a whole. This would explain the reasoning as to why characters are so beloved in the franchise. In Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U, Lucas was such a highly appreciated character in the series that Nintendo had re-released him as a DLC fighter, once fans had recognized his absence in the installment on launch. Bottom line, play who you want to play. Choosing a character that achieves better results than others isn't a strategy you would want to practice for the long term. Rather, picking the character that resonates the most with you will only result in you having the most fun. This will only maximize your enjoyment of the game and make learning an easier process. Okay, so once you've selected that character, let's discuss why keeping that character handy for a prolonged time is important next. So, your quote-unquote main is selected. You evaluate your progress, but you don't necessarily like where this is all headed. Maybe you're losing all the games you play, SD'd a few times while recovering, whatever the case may be. Let me be the first to say congratulations, you're on your way. I know how confusing that sounds, but let me explain. Maining any character right off the bat is going to get a little worse before it gets better. Everyone at some point in their experiences with Smash has a phase where it feels like you're learning the game all over again with a certain character selection. This is perfectly okay. What's important here is that you don't put the character down specifically because you are losing and making mistakes, especially if this is a character you are fond of. The road to success is paved with failures, after all. Alright, so you've got the character and maybe you truly just reconsidered a few times. I get it, there's a ton of options. Let's go more into character archetypes to help expand your knowledge on what type of character you might like specifically. Throughout the Smash Bros. Series, there's always been 3 types of characters: offensive, defensive, and flexible. In Smash Bros. Ultimate, the community has since expanded on this and has divided up the entire 89 character roster into different groups to align with the type of playstyle role each character portrays. Here are all the types of character archetypes shown on screen: Rushdown, Brawler, Mix-Up, Footsies, Zoners, Turtle, Trappers, Hit and Run, and Grapplers. Can you spot your main and what playstyle they fall under? Chances are you picked up a character that you might enjoy but don't exactly like their own playstyle. Our next step to help you discover characters you might enjoy playing is to play other characters in the category of the first character you selected. Let's say you enjoy Sheik, but come to understand just how narrow you have to play the match and you don't enjoy that about her. Joker is known to have a similar playstyle and is known to be a higher caliber character. Or maybe you like the concept of a character with fast aerials but would like to have a better projectile. Diddy Kong just might be a neat pick for you. This could be a lot to digest at first, but keep the characters that you know you would enjoy playing at the forefront, as that will also help you lead into playstyles you'd enjoy as well. Be on the lookout for future guides that dive into these characters' archetypes, so when the time comes to understand your main's playstyle, you'll be more than ready to learn more about it. Okay, so what we just covered today is all the steps you could take to discover your main. This isn't exactly something that happens overnight, but just know that no choice for a character you play is ever permanent. Take some time with this process to really decide on a character you like best, as well as allowing time to understand all of the pros and cons of what they offer, and you'll be just that much closer to improving at the game itself.